Show me your friends and I will show you your future. You see, on my YouTube channel, I talk a lot about motivation, success, sales, entrepreneurship, wealth creation. And one of the things I say again and again, and that is, don't hang around with poor people. And some people take it the wrong way. Oh, Dan, are you saying you only judge people's character by how much money they have? That's not what I'm saying. Because people without money, that's just one form of poor. There are many, many forms of poor. Today I'm going to share with you the 7 mentalities that keep most people poor. You see, I've been broke. I was in debt. I started with nothing. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I created all this from scratch. So I knew what it's like not to have money. So as I teach you these 7 mentalities that keep most people broke and poor, I want you to comment below. How many of these do you have? How many of these do people around you have, and what are you going to do about it? Number 1, poor in spirit. Do you know people who walk around all day, they just look defeated, right? They are saying to you, why bother trying? They have lost hope. Maybe they've been burned before. They have failed before. They made mistakes before, but now they've all given up. They're saying to you all the time, oh, it can't be done. It's impossible. Hey, don't even try that. I tried that before. You see, just because they can't do something, now they're selling you. They're telling you why you cannot do it either. They are poor in spirit. Number 2, poor in love. You see, most of us, I believe, don't love ourselves enough. Now, I don't mean arrogance, self-arrogance. I'm talking about self-love. Because growing up, we don't get in love from other people. For most of us, there's a guy that I used to know who had experienced multiple breakups, and to a point where now he doesn't trust relationships anymore. He doesn't trust women anymore because he doesn't want to get hurt. And I believe hurt people hurt people. And you could see on his face when I look at him, he doesn't smile. There's no joy. There's no life, right? Think about it. If you have given a choice, if you could have $1 million for the rest of your life, you have $1 million, but in exchange, you could no longer have intimacy. You can no longer have relationships with anybody else. You can no longer love. In exchange of $1 million, would you take it? Comment below. You wouldn't, because life without love means very, very little. And how could you give love? You cannot give something that you don't have. So how could you give love if you don't have love yourself? How can you love others if you don't love yourself? Number 3, poor in wisdom. There are people who are dumb. There are people who know they're dumb. There are people who are dumb thinking they're smart. And there are people who are smart playing dumb. You want to be the 4th type. When I'm talking about wisdom, I'm not just talking about knowledge, because knowledge does not equal wisdom. I don't mean just school smart, being academic intelligent. I'm talking about way more than that. Because as a human being, if you're talking to people that they're not growing, they're not learning, they're not becoming better every single day, when you talk to them, you know what I'm talking about? Comment below that. It lacks depth. They're talking about the weather, they're chit-chatting about their problem, they're talking about their jobs. It's very tasteless. You don't want to do that. Wisdom is very different from knowledge. Knowledge is knowing what you could do. Wisdom is knowing when not to do it. Knowledge is daily increase, and wisdom is daily decrease. Number 4, poor in character. They lie, cheat, and steal. They lack integrity. They promise to do something and they don't do it. Basic character, right? And these people are people that you could never count on. You can't trust them. You can't rely on them. They say that they'll back you up and never back you up. Basic integrity. Poor in character. Number 5, poor in habits. They are lazy. They procrastinate. They value comfort instead of freedom and success. They take drugs, they smoke, they drink. Stay away from those people. You see, you are a product of your environment. You cannot help but be influenced by people around you. Successful people, They just simply have better habits. That is it. So stay away from those people. Number 6, poor in attitude. You see, what is most contagious is not a positive attitude, it is a negative attitude. These are the energy drainers. They drain the life out of you. They suck the energy out of you. Whenever you have a conversation with them, after the conversation, you feel like you need to take a shower because of all the bullshit and negativity. Number 7, poor in finance. They don't like money. They don't want to talk about money. They don't like to talk about money. They don't know anything about money. They don't know how to make money. They don't know how to save money. They don't know how to invest money. They don't know how to create more money. And therefore, they have no money. Poor in finance. So comment below, how many of these poor people do you have in your life? How many of these poor people do you know beyond than just money? Comment below.